everybody, and welcome back to Time to Go. Bob here. Hope everybody is doing well out there today. So today, guys, we are going to be taking a look at a watch that was part of the group of watches that were discontinued by Seiko last year. This one maybe not as popular as some of the others, but the watch we're looking at today is the Seiko SARX013. That's the SARX013. And for me, I think this one maybe deserved a little bit more of the spotlight when it was available from Seiko. I've always really loved it. So let's spin the camera around. We'll take a closer look at the Seiko. Alright guys, so when I was doing my research for this watch, one of the more common complaints that I found several times in the forums was its size for a dress watch. I'm going to do a little rundown on the measurements here in a minute, but for me I don't really consider this a full-blown dress watch. It's more of an all-around everyday watch to me with a bit of that sporty / casual look and feature set. Just the combination of the angular case shape, the look of the bracelet, and even the 100-meter water resist makes this a very versatile watch. That being said, you certainly can dress it up with a nice strap. The dial is a really nice one with that textured pinstripe detail. It's white but with a little hint of silver depending on how it hits the light. We have nice stainless hour markers recessed into the raised chaptering. Up top is the applied stainless Seiko with automatic 23 jewels printed down towards the 6 and the date window framed in steel at 3. The minute and second hands reach right out to the middle of the chaptering, and the hour hand just about touches the hour marker, so very legible. I think the hands kind of add to that slightly sportier look, being skeletonized and with lume at the ends versus more dressier hands you often see on some of Seiko's other models. Now, not only do we have lume on the hands, but there's also a really small little rectangle of lume at the end of each hour marker. Really subtle, and if you can't make them out, I'll put in a couple of macro shots at the end of the video. So let's just hit the lights here and take a quick look at the lume. So I really like the effect those smaller lumed markers have on this watch. It's a good strong lume on the markers and hands like you'd expect from Seiko. The only downfall that maybe you'd also expect from Seiko is the alignment. It's not horrible, but some of the little lumed rectangles just don't quite line up with the steel hour markers. Not the end of the world, but thought I'd point that out for you guys. So the watch comes in at just over 40 millimeters in case width. Lug to lug is just under 48 millimeters. We have a thickness of about 11.5 millimeters and a lug opening of 20 millimeters. The watch houses the 6R15 movement, 50-hour power reserve. It's a great movement, but I'd have to agree with a lot of the community in saying that some of the new Seiko releases with this movement are a little on the expensive side for what you're getting. This particular watch, I believe, was right around $500 US before they were discontinued, which is generally quite a bit cheaper than some of the newer comparables. Not sure where they're at value-wise today. There's just not a lot of these on the markets, and the ones I do see have a fairly big range in asking price. I forgot to mention when I was running through some of the specs, the crystal is sapphire with a hard Lex crystal on the display case back. The case has that angular design. It kind of reminds me a little of the Shogun with how the lugs have that sharp drop off at their ends. From the side profile though, the case has a much curvier design. The finish on this watch is just excellently done, and I really love how they have this little bevel of polishing to break up the brushwork. It's repeated on this side as well. You'll see here we do have crown guards protecting the signed crown, and if we flip the watch over, you'll see here we have again that display case back. If we could just get it to focus. Pretty basic looking movement really, although the rotor does have some decoration. Now, I don't often say this when it comes to Seiko watches, but one of my favorite parts of this watch is the bracelet. I love the look of these perfectly flat links. They are completely brushed other than a little sliver of polishing where the links meet. If we open up the clasp, you'll see we do have solid end links and a nice solid stainless steel milled clasp. Clasp is signed with Seiko. I just really like the overall look of this bracelet. I love how the flat links play off of the light, and it's really comfortable on wrist. So let's pop it on here for a second. And here it is, and it's a beautiful watch. It's actually a little bit loose right at the moment. It's been so humid outside. As soon as I go out, my wrist will swell right up. But I actually wore this on a recent vacation, mostly at nighttime for dinners, and it's really good in that situation, but it's just as good with jeans and a t-shirt. I think the dial kind of makes you think dress watch right away, but if you start adding things up like the angular case design, the crown guards, the bracelet, Lume, water resist, it's just as sporty as it is dressy. Either way, for me, it's just a well-rounded design that works in so many scenarios. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Let's spin the camera back around and we'll wrap up today's video. Alright guys, so thanks so much for stopping by the channel today and taking a look at the Seiko SARX013 with me. Really cool watch. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button for more content just like this, and we'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.